I know. I already failed at trying to put a video out every day. In my defense, the UK had a really crappy week last week with the diabolical heat wave. So there would have been no way of me being able to record without a fan blasting in my face, and my laptop is like a huge heating pad. So I kind of had to have a little hiatus while we got over that hump of the awful heat. It's funny because then after the heat wave was kind of subsiding and it was sort of over on the weekend, the sun was out and it was absolutely lush. But it wasn't like choking on your own sweat sort of heat. And UK houses are made to keep the heat in. We don't have aircon, we just have fans that blow hot air at you. So it was really miserable. Luckily, I do work in a job where the aircon, where it has aircon, is what I'm trying to say. Because lots of buildings do not have aircon. But my job does, fortunately. So, I did watch the end of the last episode, and I know we got this sorted, and I did think that we would not be seeing John today, but luckily he is still here, so let's ask him what he needs from us today. 5 palm wood logs. Was that logs or planks? Logs. Okay, that'll be easy peasy. See what Fletch wants for today. Oh, and that is also easy peasy. Oh. We have not really got the money to be doing this, but I like to keep the number even. I would have tried to have recorded a bit on the weekend when the heat wave died down, but it was my birthday on Saturday, and because I live at home, my boyfriend comes back from work on a Thursday night and he stays with me Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So with us both cohabiting in my bedroom, I can't really record videos on the weekend when he's here, so I just mainly try to do it after work. Yeah, that's why there's been quite a big break in videos. I think it's been about 10 days, but hopefully I'll be able to get back on track now. I think it'll be more than 10 days when I get this released, because I want the actual day of the week to coincide with the day in Dinkum, which is really, there's not really any reason for it other than the fact that my brain works weirdly and I just like that. So I'm recording this on Monday, so this episode will be out this Friday, and I'm not sure how far in advance I'm going to be able to pre-record, but I will try to get a lump sum of videos done. But yeah, at the end of the last episode, I also said I was gonna do some barracuda fishing, and I managed to catch 9. So I'll add these to the sell to max pile. I put them outside my tent, just so I knew which ones that I had caught at the end of that episode. If I added them to this, I just would never have, I would have kept track of it. Okay, so I was thinking for today, my goal might be to just run around the island and try to get my mining license up, because I want to get rid of that rock that's in the way of my path very badly. And I think the only way to do that is by getting a copper axe. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it is a copper axe. Okay. I mentioned in the last episode as well that I was looking forward to the last episode of The Boys. I have watched it by now, and at this point I feel like anyone who is going to watch it would have watched it. And I'll be honest, the internet is saying that it was extremely disappointing and it was really shit. But in my opinion, I feel like that was the best ending that they could have given us. Like, Butcher obviously wasn't gonna live. Homelander was obviously gonna get killed. I would say overall for a season it was quite weak, but the final was a good episode, I feel like. Me and my boyfriend really enjoyed it. It definitely was not as bad as Game of Thrones, like I was fearing. But I am kind of disappointed that they did like completely leave out the Gen V lot, especially with what they were saying about Marie's powers. How her strength was meant to be on par with Homelander. Like I knew that Butcher had to be the one to take him out because that was kind of a given. But I thought she would have played a bigger part instead of just putting her on the sidelines. And it really aggravated me that you only saw Emma for like 2 minutes, maybe not even that. She was my favourite Gen V character. And Kate and Sam could just, get fucked. Like, who cares about them? And there's not going to be another season of Gen V either. So, it's really annoying how TV shows have kind of gone. And I also watched Obsession on the weekend, well, on the Friday, and it is probably one of the better horror movies that has come out recently. I preferred it to Weapons, definitely. The only thing that I felt was a bit weird about it was that the girl was essentially cursed, but she was acting like she was possessed in some scenes where she'd like move weirdly, like like it was a possession film when it's not a possession film. So that's something that kind of put me off a little bit. It was like the director was wanting to kind of tick all the horror boxes, so had to kind of put that in there. But I loved it. It was so good. And I prefer horror films where there's like not a lesson to be learned. That sounds really cheesy, but like it's not just surface level like slasher gore. The only objective is to scare people. I much prefer horror films where there's like I don't know, a plot. That sounds really nasty, but like I really like Talk to Me as well. That was a good horror film. And I usually don't like the spiritually like possession stuff because it always feels a bit cringe to me, but Talk to Me did it in a really good way. And what's another horror film I like? I like Jordan Peele's horror films. That's because he can really mix comedy and horror in nicely. Like, I understand not everyone likes Nope, but I thoroughly enjoyed that in the cinema. It's definitely not his best horror film, but I like Nope. My film, my like film ratings and my opinions on a lot of films can vary drastically. Like, I'm probably the sort of person that you'd think, oh, they like this film, so they're obviously gonna like this film, but that's not usually the case with me. Yeah, I'm glad to be back in Dinkum. I've actually been thinking about this save quite a bit. I've wanted to come back to it a lot over the past like 5 days. Um, but I cannot play it unless I'm recording. So that's the only problem when you when you're recording something for YouTube and you're playing it completely recorded as well. So I know lots of people, they can record like a good chunk of gameplay and then cut it down and then put commentary over it, so you don't necessarily need to be talking. But that's not the way I've decided to go about doing this. And I'm sticking by my guns. I'm sticking by my guns. I'm going to do this series like this, even if I develop skill in the future when it comes to making videos and editing. I'm still going to keep this as authentic and plain as I can and just talk to nothing for a half hour. Like I said before, it's quite therapeutic. It kind of feels a little bit like you're writing in a journal, I guess. Except you're obviously not going to say the sort of stuff that you would write in a journal because you're going to put it out to the public. There's one thing that I would put in my journal though, is that I am 24, I just turned 24, and me and my boyfriend have now realised over the past like couple of years, especially with the way the housing market has been going, we've just kind of said to ourselves, we haven't got the money for a deposit, we haven't got the money to move out, we just have to keep saving, keep saving. But we kind of realised on the weekend, we were like, wait, we could afford this. Like, we probably won't be able to put a 10% deposit down, but a lot of, because we'd be first time buyers, they're allowing for a 5% deposit. It's just the monthly payments might be a bit high. And so we've booked in for viewings now on houses. And one of them I really, really like. I really like. And I don't know, like, the etiquette for when you view a house. Like, do you make the estate agent aware of how eager you are to want to buy it? Or do you try and play, like, hardball to try and get, like, the price down, especially if it's not selling? I don't know. I don't know how it all works. Hopefully my boyfriend will kind of take the lead with all that. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Get that mining skill up. I bought these for a reason. Eat them. Yeah, that should be good. We'll pull them. If you come near me, I will kill you. Oh no, the kidna. And this is why you get the, oh no, the hunting license quickly. Oh my god. I'm usually fine when there's one crocodile, but if there's two... Oh my god, this gets complicated fast. Don't use your scroll wheel. It'd be cool if they could injure each other. I know the alpha crocs can injure the normal crocs, 'cause sometimes they fight each other. I haven't had one alpha animal request on the board, which kind of sucks. Not even one bit of hit damage. I am too good. Okay, I was heading in the direction of... Ooh, hello. I swear to god these are growing back now. With one of the new updates, because like maybe James realised that these bushes aren't very common and they're kind of annoying to like cultivate, he's like he's made it so they can grow back like how the trees grow back. I don't know if that is the case, but that's what it seems like. But I marked on the map a diamond, which signifies on my maps. Oh, there's another one there. That there's an ore deposit there. So even if these do grow back, because there's so few of them, they're not like wattle bushes, wattle bushes. I can still cut them down to get the seeds. Sometimes you get 2 seeds, sometimes you get 1, sometimes you can get none. But it's still worth cutting them down. Can't wait to get the mines open though. I really want a boogie board. Oh, I did not look at the map correctly. I didn't look at it correctly. Oh. The diamonds that are in the water are pearls, not. There's got to be more ore deposits. I don't think I really explored my map very much. So I could run around, I guess, and just try and see if I can find all. But knowing me, while I'm chatting and yapping, I'll just run straight past what I'm looking for. Oh, I got a bush and a tin deposit. Another show that I recently finished the first season because it came out recently, is Margot's Got Money Troubles. I have no idea if I mentioned it in the last video because I did skim through it, but I would like to mention it again because I really enjoyed it. It's about a single mother who got pregnant by her professor. She's 19, so arguably still a teenager, who is struggling for money, obviously, as the title indicates. Oh, there's no deposit that I have not marked. It's a good one too. So she decides to start an OnlyFans, which is, fair enough. She can stay at home. My bananas have already run out. Oh, this is the struggle with early game. Should I run back? Yeah. It's not that far. I'll run back. I'll cook the croco meat maybe. And then I'll just come back this way and mine all that ore. So yeah, she starts an OnlyFans, and it's actually a really fun watch. It's quite sad as well. But Elle Fanning is fantastic in it. Michelle Pfeiffer plays her mother. Haven't seen her in anything in a very long time, and I really like her. And I was going to say Ron Swanson. Nick Offerman plays her father, which, by the way, I'm listening to the audiobook in work, and Nick Offerman looks nothing like the way the dad's described in the book. Which, I'm not going to argue, because I love Nick Offerman. But the dad sounds like a proper recovering drug addict. Really skinny, very pale. Nothing at all like what Nick Offerman looks like. The teeth in here? Yeah, it's on Apple TV. If that sounds up your street at all, I would give it a watch. What? Tin sheet and 5 tin ore. That's not what you're here for, Minky. You need to keep your head in the game. Don't get distracted. I need to do some mining. I can't wait till the end of summer in Dinkum for me to get those fish salt. We're gonna have a good chunk of money, that should hopefully last us a good while. Should be able to get the other villagers in without quite quickly without having to rely on the debt. Is that the word I was looking for? Not rely on, but be like held back by the debt is what I meant. Oh my god, even in a barbecue, the crocker meat does take a sec. But it's worth it. It even boosts up the bars a little bit. I'll eat 2 of them. I usually wouldn't eat 2 of them. I like to save them, especially for early mining in the game. They're quite handy. I need to kill more animals as well so I can get the hunting license up. 'Cause before I get the mine shaft deed. Yeah, mine shaft deed. Deep deep mines. I'd like to have a better weapon. And I'd also like to have the copper pickaxe. Okay. I may pause the recording so I can just get this done. And I'll be back in a moment. Because it will take a while. Okay, there we go. I cleared out all the ore. That did take a moment. It also stopped raining while I was at it. The weather changes at 6 p.m. in Dinkum. So I'm hoping that would, because that was quite a bit of ore, I'm hoping that'll be enough to get to the next level of the mining license, but I'm not 100%. I would crack open the crystals, but I don't think they give you much, like, at all. Oh, here's another one. Yeah, like I was talking about before I paused the recording to collect the ore with the TV shows that I am watching. When I come home from work, I'm usually quite drained and I don't really have the energy to do much, so it's a miracle that I'm sat here talking and playing a game. I love playing games, but I get really, really drained after work. Well, I really do need to stop. I was just gonna break. And it is past the time where I can get another pickaxe. I really thought this would last longer. So I don't normally have like the energy to watch like TV shows that are super intense or like 40-minute episodes. So one of the TV shows that I'm watching at the minute is St. Denis Medical. And surprisingly it's American, but it's on BBC iPlayer. And I have the TV license to be using BBC iPlayer, so don't get it twisted, obviously. And it's very fun, and they're shorter episodes. It's a sitcom, obviously. It's filmed in the same way that Parks and Rec and The Office is filmed, as like a mockumentary. And I'm really enjoying the characters in it as well. I think there's only the 2 seasons that are out at the moment. So I know the UK needs to wait longer for any new seasons, but I think even in America, season 2 is only just aired for them as well. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, I need to give this stuff to Fletch. I knew there was a reason I was over there. And I've also been watching Abbott Elementary. That's very good. That's on Disney Plus. It's really annoying that you need all these streaming services these days just to watch things. I think the second half of the new season's out now, but I could be wrong. But when I finish St. Denis Medical, I'm gonna go back to watching romance anime because that's also super easy to watch. I went off anime for a while. Well, not off anime, but like not watching it as much as I did when I was in like my late teens. Um, but I watched that You and I Are Polar Opposites, and it was just so fun, so cute, and it just I don't know, you feel really shitty in yourself when you watch something like that, and it does kind of cheer you up a bit. So I watched that, and that made me kind of go back on a bit of a anime kick, especially for romance anime. Because I really enjoy reading. I like romance books and fantasy books, and going hand in hand, I also like romancy books. Granted, I'm kind of going off them a little bit because it does seem to be the same formula recycled over and over and over again. So I prefer to look for a good fantasy book with a romance subplot because that is a completely different thing to romantasy. And then those are usually the books that I try to go for. But like I was saying, with my how tired I am after work, I don't really have the energy to read either. So that kind of sucks. I'm pretty sure that I have autism and I am waiting and I have been waiting a while for an assessment, and I think just working full time drains me. And it's not that I don't want to work. I just would be better off cutting my hours so I have more energy and then I don't feel so burnt out because I can't do the things that my brain wants to be doing that I have like interest in. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of other factors and things that go into it as well, but it's not really something you get into in a Dinkum video. This is nice and cozy. But yeah, I'll. Should I go look for? I may go look for barracudas with the little bit of time I have left now, but it's not a lot of time, so I probably won't find 9. But I'll end the video here. Thank you for watching. I did a proper ramble today. I think that's because it's the first video that I've done in a while. Um, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.